Okay, fantastic. Hi, everybody. Good morning. It's my pleasure to be here. So today's topic, Amira reached out to me to talk about building products, and I have built several products throughout my journey in software. And but before we go, let's talk a bit about what my promise is for you guys today, right? My promise here for today is I want to double your learning speed by only focusing on what matters. And if you've never built a software product before, you have a proven template to do it now. And you will discover the beauty of product skills and what you can build with just some simple knowledge without even really going deep into it, right? So can I just see a show of hands or maybe some feedback from me? How many of you here are interested to build a startup that you can build once and scale forever? Okay, we have two over here, and maybe anyone from online? Oh, okay, awesome, fantastic, right? So awesome, so you're in the right place. This is what we're gonna be doing today. So why this is different? Because it's no theory. I only work on real world projects. I'm an actual practitioner. This is what I do every day in my career and in my job. And no daddy's money involved, which means I don't rely a lot, anything at all on VCs or having to beg someone for money. You can do it yourself. You can do it now, and this is how you can do it. Today's sharing will be very focused on a bootstrapper's perspective of building a tech startup. My goal for today's session is to show you the unique way to build a tech startup and diversifying your risk in product development, and showing you that the best way to build product is by understanding there is a proven way to do it properly. Okay, so who is this for? This is for you if you want a job in product, if you want to build your own tech startup, or if you don't want to spend years and a lot of money on the wrong idea. This will be for you. By the end of today's session, we will understand step by step what it takes to build a lean, mean tech product and to deconstruct how real-world tech startups are built. Okay, so hi, just a quick introduction of myself. My name is Derek. I am an ex-VC. I worked in venture capital for a while, and I am a self-taught coder. I left my job in VC in 2019 to learn to code myself. I have 5 years of experience since 2019 in tech, education, and recruitment, helping my students get jobs. I'm the founder of Malaysia's top coding bootcamp. We have over 300 students today. From all over the world. We have students from UK, Germany, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, Philippines, quite a few countries. I bootstrapped it from scratch with no external funding to 80,000 USD per month in 2 years. And right now I'm working with hundreds of students through their job application journeys. I've designed, developed, and shipped $700,000 worth of full stack software for clients. So I know what it takes to build software. I know what it takes to build product. And I've also been featured. Some of my products have been featured on the press as well. So that's me. 4 years ago, right? After graduation, I graduated in 2019. I went into VC. I didn't enjoy it. I felt really lost in life. No skills. I didn't know what I really wanted. So VC, the whole industry is where you have to. People come to me and pitch to me. It felt good, I just sat there. People came to me and like, hey, Derek, come, please, 90 seconds of your time. Let me pitch you. It felt really good, but I felt like it was a false sense of confidence because it's not my money, number one. And number two, I was just working there, right? And like, I don't get to see, and if we did give a check, we didn't get involved in the process end to end. We didn't see this person building their startup from scratch all the way forward, right? So in the end, I said, I wanted to be the guy building the startup. So I left my job in VC, learned how to code, which is very difficult. I put it one line here, so it sounded simple, but it's a whole topic on its own. So I learned the code so I can build my own tech startups, right? The idea was this: I could build my own tech startups and make money just with my laptop and with an internet, make money like that, right? Or worst case scenario, if my startups fail, I could just get a job somewhere because tech is paying very well. So that's my mindset back then. But I was completely clueless. After learning the code, I've also hired people and I spent over 500,000 plus ringgit worth of mistakes investing in the wrong people and the wrong product. And today, this talk, we will try and run through how you can avoid these mistakes as well. Okay, my journey in product, I can show you. This is not the entire list. I didn't have enough time to finish up this slide, but I have built 7 tech startups in the past, right? Having the skills to build is a blessing and also a curse. A curse because I just keep on building nonstop. Having some cash flow is also a curse because I just keep building without validating my idea. So today, I want to make sure you guys, on top of building it cost effectively, it's how do you make sure to not build on the wrong thing in the first place. That's very important. So quickly run through, I built Startup Forest, which is a entrepreneur networking kind of thing, right? Where it's like a Tinder, but for founders, to meet your own co-founders. It failed because we didn't have enough funds. PathForge, we spent 2 years on it. It's the premise where, education, there's so many good materials online. You don't need to build materials anymore. So we are building the Wikipedia for courses. Also failed. Define Jobs is another job matching thing where it's like Tinder style thing where we match jobs to people. Also failed. What's in progress now is Codio. It's a mobile app for you to self-learn how to code. You can try it out, right? You can just search it up online, you'll see it. Next thing is Jobier. We're still building it now. We are raising funds for Jobier because this is going to change the whole job seeking experience where all you do is upload your CV and automatically we will help you apply to 200 jobs per day, right? And then all you're going to do is sit for the interview. And even during the interview, we have our AI tools that helps you solve the interview and give you the answers for video interviews, right? So these are the things I'm building now. It's fun stuff, but you see a lot of, and the list of failed is going to be a lot more than just 3, but I didn't have enough space on this page, right? So I just put the most memorable ones. And in terms of software clients, I also built, developed, designed, and deployed 3 full stack software clients. These are the ones that are 7 figures plus, high 7 figures in total, building all these products. One was an authentic sneaker marketplace where we help people buy, sell, and bid shoes. Another one would be Carmine, where we help people buy, sell, and bid used cars. I was working with a family office for this. And another one would be Menu-Based, which is an F&B expense automation software as a service, right? So I've built quite a few software products. I've seen people burn money, and I myself have burned money into it. And I hope you guys don't have to repeat this. What I'm building at the moment, I don't want to confuse you, but I'm only building a few things. Sigma School, which is the coding school that helps you learn to code in 3 months and get a job in tech. That's my main hustle. Sigma Studios is the software development arm where we help clients build software. Codio is the self-learning mobile app, and Jobier is the job application automation thing that I mentioned just now. Hello, welcome in. Welcome in. No worries. And I am also building my YouTube channel at the moment, right? So this is what I'm building, and it's just the start of my journey, and I am happy to share my journey and my learnings with everybody here. So remember, it's always part of the journey. You got this. Always remember, right, that suffering is necessary in order to find meaning in our lives. So I would say, going back here, right, this is showing a nice example of where I'm at right now, right? 80,000 USD in monthly recurring revenue for the past, right now, right? $700,000 worth of full stack software clients, even in fact more than that, right? So yeah. But the point is, you would never get to that level without going through some form of suffering. And in my case, it's burning a lot of money on software. It's leaving my job and spending 1 year completely unemployed to learn how to code. So this is suffering. And I would say suffering is the only thing that can make you grow. Because without suffering, you're going to take life easily and you're going to enjoy life. So you need to suffer. So if you're suffering right now, if any one of you here is suffering, please know that suffering is necessary. This is from Jensen Huang, CEO of NVIDIA, right? He said he has only one advice, which is, I don't know how to teach resilience and success. All I know is I hope and I hope suffering happens to you. It's the same thing I say to my brothers as well when they ask me what to do in their career. My brothers are now graduating from university. They're very lost. Right? I said, bring yourself to a path where you have to suffer, because only by suffering, you will think. You start thinking and bring yourself out of the loop. Okay, so this guy is worth $104 billion, and it's his number one advice to everybody. Before we start, okay, so that's all for my intro. Before we start, let's get a feel for the room, right? We have 3 people here on site. Thank you so much for coming. Honestly, I came all the way for you guys because I was like, okay, even if it's one guy here, I'm going to come because I promised that I'll be here, so I'll be here. And for those of you joining remotely, if you could on your camera, that would be good. It really helps me with my motivation. I want to do my best with my sharing. So if I can see your faces, I would appreciate it a lot, yeah? Yes, thank you, Kamalesh. Okay. So let's go through a round of it. Oh, damn. Okay, come join Slido first. Come. So you can scan this QR code and just let me know how you feel, right? I'm here feeling super energetic, super pumped, but maybe some of you are like, oh shit, long holiday, I'm still in holiday mood. So I want to know the mood overall. And yeah, so scan the QR code and try and fill this up. Very nice, very nice. Oh, all more than half. Anyone in a sad mood, don't worry, I don't judge. I don't judge, just to be honest with your feelings, it's always good, right? As startup founders, I'm quite shocking. Usually startup founders will be a lot less happy, but you guys seem to be a very happy crowd. Which is good. Okay, are we done? I can't see how many people are in the video call. Is Amira there? Okay, I think she's not. We're all on our own. Okay, no worries. I guess, look, 41%. Okay, look, let's put it this way, right? Almost 80% are 9 out of 10 and above. And yeah, That's amazing. So let's continue. Now it's time for all of us to get to know each other a little bit. So please, in 1 minute, please just quickly on your camera, on your mics, and share with me where your name, where are you from, your uni and your course if you're from a uni. I'm not sure if you guys are from uni, and your startup name and what you do in 1 sentence. So just 1 minute, right? As startup founders, we're gonna pitch very quickly. So in 1 minute, let me know. Maybe we can start from the on-site, the people in the office. Okay, Ken.
Okay, hi. I guess I go. Hi, my name is Rafia. I'm from Autosys Generator. Thank you very much.
No, where are you from? As in, where do you stay? Tempat tinggal.
From Serdang.
Serdang.
Still
Okay.
Serdang UBM. So university is University Putra Malaysia. The course that I am taking is actually in design informatics. Startup name is Autosys Generator, and what we do in 1 sentence, we help PhD students to graduate, I guess. Right,
Very nice. Very good pitch. You. Maybe raise your voice so the online people can hear.
Yeah, sure. I'm actually with Rafia, but I'll try to pitch it in my own way. My name is Amin. I'm also from Serdang, and I'm not a student, but the startup name is Autosys Generator, and what we do is basically we help researchers and also postgraduate students to finish their journal writing and also PhD thesis faster and better.
Awesome. What about you?
Hi, so my name is Muhammad Hamzan. So I'm from Sarijaya, and I'm also studying in the University of Sarijaya. I'm doing international business. And my startup name is called Future Design Arts and Innovate. So we are a startup that focus on how to incorporate using technology and AI for printing and graphic design services.
Wow.
For the SMEs and all the NGOs.
Very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you, all you people in office. So for all of you online, maybe you could, I can see Saravana, right, already. So maybe you could go first with Saravana. Okay.
Yes.
Is this recording?
Yeah.
Is this recording?
Hi guys, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Hi. I'm Saravana Pillai, and I'm staying in Nilai, and I'm from UPM Sita as well, and I will be graduating in October. I did masters in biotechnology with bioentrepreneurship, and I'm working. My startup is called Urban Green. I'm trying to close gap with food security, urban agriculture, produce, and do stuff. And I'm very early stage. Probably I'll say TRL 2 or 3. And I'm looking forward to learning from you guys and trying to see where I can go. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Saravana. Let's move on. How many of them are in the video call?
23.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, come. We have 20 people in the call, so let's move on. I can't see the names, so if you could help me pick them.
Hello, sir. Can I start first?
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, a very good day. My name is Kamleshwaran Naidu. I'm a currently third-year student studying for Bachelor in Computer Science, Cybersecurity Honours at University of Malaysia, Sultan Abdullah. My startup is called Diagmate. Diagmate is an AI-based application designed to help individuals with diabetes to manage their condition by providing personalized meal plan, real-time health monitoring, and personalized guidance for the diabetic patients. So that's all about my startup.
Very nice. Thank you so much. Let's move on.
Okay, hi. My name is Kureto Ain. I am from University of Malaysia. I am from Sriwijaya, and my course is cell and microbiology. So currently, I am doing STEM, Singapore High, which is STEM education. I will focus on STEM education, and currently I am hosting one because now it's during school holiday. So we are doing science, kids, and mostly focus on STEM education.
Thank you. Okay, let's move on.
We can get Izzat from Launchmat.
Izzat from Launchmat. Or maybe just one representative from each startup. Would that be okay?
Do we have agro money?
Hello, hello sir.
Yeah, hello.
Can you all hear me?
Can.
Yes.
Alright, so my name is Haris Aziz and I'm actually from KL. I'm currently studying in UTP, University Petronas. I'm taking medical engineering. What my startup is doing is actually it's called Agro Money. So it is we as a project developer that do improve land management, and then we are targeting farmers to redeem their carbon credit and then trade the carbon credit at Bursa Carbon Exchange. So
Wow.
that's all for Agro Money.
And interesting, very interesting. I'm happy to see a lot of very cool startups today. Thank you, Harris. Let's move on.
Do we have foodie in the call?
Okay, just anybody, one volunteer, please. Let's run through the whole list.
GP Arise.
Hey, come on, guys, you're startup founders. You gotta pitch your ideas.
Do we have Greeny.co?
Can I introduce myself next?
Yes, please.
I am Isma from Indonesia, but another founders, one of them is also from Indonesia, another one is from Malaysia. All of us are currently studying in INSEAD University under Bank Negara Malaysia. Our studies is Palam, and what we are trying to provide is a digital library, make it easier for everyone to read books and cheaper for reading.
Okay, wow. Thank you. Thank you.
Calling for second mind or Swara do it?
Swara, do it.
Hi, everyone, can you hear me?
Oh, hi.
Hi, my name is Sim Kamal, and I'm from Seremban. I study University Tunku Abdul Rahman, and my course is computer science. So my startup name is Mahora. We are a community-based platform empowering the next generation with practical work experience needed to excel in future careers. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you. Thank you.
Do we have Prof. Eder? Prof. Eder. Calling for pedal power. Do we have Mini Minder?
Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yes. Hello.
Hello, my name is Suhao, and I'm from Ipoh, and my university is University of Technology Malaysia, and Indore, and my course is mechanical engineering, and my startup name is Reminder. And what we are trying to do right now is basically we're trying to make a miniature tracking device that can be utilized as a sticker to be attached to any daily products that will help us to provide live location tracking through Wi-Fi or cellular data.
Wow. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Mini Minder. Nice meeting you. Let's move on.
Do we have Majora?
I've just now presented our platform Mahora.
Oh, he presented the chat already. Yeah.
Do we have Malaysia Hub?
Wow, Malaysia Hub.
Okay, do we have Juice On? Calling for if reporter. Okay. Do we have Hellflex BioWave?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hello?
Can.
Yes.
Alright, so yeah, my name is Muhammad Zafar bin Muhammad. I'm originally from KL, but currently I'm in Penang studying at University of Science next year. So my course is bioprocessing. So our startup name is Hillflex by Week. So what we aim to do is to provide a sustainable, biodegradable wood dressing material which enhanced antimicrobial and wound healing properties.
Wow. Cool.
You.
again calling for greeny.co if you call. Do we have Eject AI? It's okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody, for those of you who shared. Nice to meet all of you. And let's continue then. So remember, any questions, just shoot at any time, especially you guys. You can just stop me anytime. And those online, just drop it in the comments and maybe someone will let me know. Okay, so caveat, right, is I come from a background in software. I've been building tech startups for the past 5 years, and you can see I'm a very tech-focused guy. Maybe make it into a more descriptive sentence, like something I can understand. Because if you say postgraduate, I don't know what you're trying to say.
I tried putting the whole sentence, but
Oh, it's split up.
chopped up.
Oh, damn. Okay, maybe you could just write it in the comments, this Slido thing. Or maybe you guys can tell me first, you guys here. And for those of you, people, wow. Okay, but for those of you who are, but some of them could write longer sentences.
I'm also unsure. Not sure what happened.
Okay.
One word.
Oh, okay. Huh, interesting. I think it's how their word cloud. Hello. It's how their word cloud works. So maybe you guys can share first. What's the problem that you're solving?
So the problem we're solving as auto thesis generator is we are helping the problem of researchers and also postgraduate students who are unsure, stuck, and lost in writing their research papers and completing their thesis writing.
So the problem is?
Problem is they couldn't. The implied problem is for researchers they cannot fulfill their KPI, and for students they cannot get their degree.
Okay. You?
Our startup focus is like trying to focus on this streamline on the design and production process itself. So how are we going to automate on the repetitive tasks and also providing resources that are much more local focused?
No, not your solution, but your problem. The problem that you're solving.
Okay, the problem itself is on the streamline of the time and cost needed for design and printing industry.
No, that's your solution. What's the problem?
The problem is the cost and the time.
Okay, it's what? Very high and very long.
Yeah, very high.
Yeah, that's correct. That's the problem I'm solving. Very high, very long time, and very high cost, right? And you're solving that. Okay, and for those of you who are online, maybe I can get 3 volunteers to share what is the problem you're solving. A one-liner problem, not your solution, yeah, but your problem, your end user, what are they struggling with?
Okay, there's one mentioned here in the chat. Derek?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so the problem is food insecurity and land degradation.
Food insecurity and?
And land degradation.
Okay, very good.
Okay, that's fair enough. For Kamalesh, difficulty in controlling blood sugar level.
Okay, very good.
The other startups, come on guys, you guys cannot be joining and stay silent. You guys need to be engaged.
Yeah, come on, let's engage. The problem is the most important thing because if you don't get a problem right, everything else is wrong from there.
It's just free to target in. It's okay. It's wrong.
Yep. Don't worry.
No such thing. It's no problem. Yeah.
We're all here to learn.
People lost valuable things.
Say again, Amira. People losing their valuable things. Yes, I lose my phone all the time. Not just my phone, my freaking wallet. That's why I stopped using wallet. But yeah, thank you. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. So let's move on. The earliest, simplest, just enough solution to solve whatever problem you mentioned. That is what you need to be building. Okay, so whatever you mentioned, or people will lose stuff, right? Whatever it is, doesn't need to be complex. You don't need to go and build some crazy IoT side of things to go and build that a whole Apple AirTag out of it, right? How can you do it super cheap, super fast? Maybe it could just be a QR code. I don't know, right? Think about the cheapest, easiest, simplest, the most just enough solution to solve the problem that you want to solve. So that is what we're going to talk about today, which is a minimum viable product, right? Minimum means the most bare bones foundation. Viable means sufficient, it works, okay? And it's a product. So something that people can not touch and feel. Of course, if you're doing software, then they can't touch and feel, but they can see it there. Okay, this is how you should define it. Minimum meaning like unfinished. Like nobody wants to use an unfinished. You can't even use it. That's if it's just minimum. Okay, if it's just viable though, over here, it's a product that a company wants to produce, the final product that's viable. An iPhone is viable, right? So now you gotta marry them two and find a product that is just good enough to solve the core problem, whatever you mentioned just now, your core problem of your customers, and only has functions for just your core problem that you're solving. So if, for example, in this example only, right? Someone signs up on your app and you send them an email notification. Is that really solved? Is that really part of your MVP? It shouldn't be. Unless you're building a newsletter, then it's a whole different story, correct? So yeah, minimum viable product. For the mini minder, for example, that's a really great idea. It's if I can stick something to my item, maybe it's a sticker, whatever it is, right? Stick it to my item, I can track it through GPS, right? Do I need, when I buy this from you, you give me like a nice box, right? You ship it to me, email reminders, everything. No, I just need the product that works. That's it. Everything else, forget it. Don't even spend a day doing or thinking about it. Because like I said, back to the slide here, complexity, right? The more things you add in, the more complexity there's gonna be. It's simple. You may think, okay, just one little thing, let me do it. But no, everything you have connects to each other in every product that you're building. So you have to be very strict with yourself. The product manager's job is to be really strict to cut out all the fluff, all the things that are not solving your problem, okay? Whatever you wrote over here. It has to solve exactly just that. Okay, and by the way, this is just a very easy picture to show you, right? The purpose of a vehicle, regardless of the skateboard or a bicycle or a motorbike or a car or a truck, whatever it is, right? The purpose of it is to help people, right? Your startup is here to help people go from point A to point B. And it's not just destination. For auto thesis, it's helping people struggling to finish their thesis to finishing their thesis very well on time. Okay, for you is to, do something cheaper and faster, something like that, right? The point is, if you can help people do it in whatever ways, right? And for in this case, if I want to travel from my house, which is in Subang, to here in PJ, I can technically do it with a skateboard. I can technically do it, but it's the minimum viable product. Okay, so yep, just to showcase that it works, lah. So describe your MVP in 30 seconds. Anyone has an MVP already? You do. I know you. Okay. Okay, share with us. What have you built so far?
You're passing it to me. Okay, so for auto thesis generator, our MVP product currently is we have a template to assist students to complete their research paper and also their thesis. Full stop.
Full stop. Yeah. Very nice. Good job. Good job. Okay, let's get maybe 2 more people from online. If you could on your video and unmute yourself, that would be great. Describe your MVP with us.
So you guys are very shy, and I think I will just call some names. I know that you have MVP, so yeah,
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Sidaran. I'm Kamlesh here. So we are from DiaMate. The current MVP, we have developed a web-based application for diabetic patients, where we will be collecting the user's personal data, their health history, and then the nutritional requirements and the allergy. Based on that, we will be creating an AI-based meal plan for them. But the current MVP, it's a general meal plan. So you're planning to create an AI meal plan for the patients.
Okay, so very good. So you're saying that the current MVP, it just works without the AI.
Yes.
Correct? So it just, very good. Thank you, Kamalesh.
Thank you, Kamlesh.
Let's get one more.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't catch what the definition of MVP was just now.
MVP is a minimum viable product, a product like prototype. You guys have it, right?
Now we're seeing the progress that, seeing the development of that, but we have already the ideas and the hardware. We're just waiting for them to be shipped, the components, and we're just going to build it from scratch. We only have the blueprints and everything, the framework and everything is going to work.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing your MVP with us. So yeah, I think that's basically the idea, right? What's the minimum you can build to just get it to work? And thanks to you guys for sharing. I think it's really helpful. Okay, so next we're going to talk about validating it first. And the best part about validation is you can be making money first without even having a product, right? So this is me even going further than just having an MVP. MVP is, 2022, the year 2000's advice. 20 years ago, it's been here already, building MVP, which I think is good, right? And I think you can spin up really fast now. You don't even need to hire people. You can just do it yourself most of the time at home, right? With the cheapest available solution, which I'll share later, right? But for now, talking about making money without a product. Here's how I did it. I can only share my experience from today, right? I want to make this more of an experience sharing. So for Sigma School, which is a coding bootcamp, all we had last time, you may think, oh, a coding bootcamp, shit. If I would ask you to start one now, what are you going to do? You're going to have a curriculum, you're going to find hiring partners, you're going to hire instructors, you're going to do so many things. Talk to MOE, right? Get MQA certified, that kind of stuff, right? For us, what we did was, all I had was a landing page, no instructors, no curriculum, no learning platform. All I had was a landing page and a pitch. The pitch was learn to code, learn and get a job. Learn to code in 3 months and get a job, or we give you your money back. And we say that the batch will start in 3 months. And that's why from there, we raised 50,000 ringgit pre-product from the student. Yeah, we didn't raise funding, but we got it from the students itself. And we didn't lie, right? We delivered to those students. And we also used those 3 months to quickly build like something that's just good enough for them to start on their journey. So this is for Sigma School. For Codio, same thing. We have the idea. I pitched the idea. It's this Duolingo for learning to code. You can learn to code on your phone 5 minutes a day, right? All we did, same thing, was a landing page. I blasted it out to many different groups. I got 300 plus signups in like a day, in 2 days. And I also got featured on Vulcan Post. And without the product even being done. And then we got 5 upfront sales because we used to sell, we do like a pre-sale kind of thing where they could pay for lifetime access. From there, we charge, I think, around 1,000 ringgit plus for lifetime access. And we got 5 upfront sales pre-product. So this is me showing that, look, there is demand. 300 plus signed up for it, and 5 has paid me 1,000 ringgit each pre-product without a single code written. Just an idea. And the next one will be Sigma Studios. This is a software development project, right? So this one here is more of a service, right? Because this is me building software for people. So I was just being nice. Whenever people ask me to share stuff with them, I always tried my best to help people. And somehow this guy was a son of a very big company, and they were very rich, and they were looking for a CTO. I told them, I'm not looking to get a job, but you could engage me and I could help you out on a contract basis, right? So I got a project worth 1 million ringgit and above. So all this, and this Sigma Studios thing, by the way, it wasn't even called Sigma Studios back in the days. It was just Derek Yee. It was just me. So I put myself out there, and from then on, once I created Sigma Studios, I blasted here and there in mostly US/Singapore/Australia pages, and we were getting a lot of leads from these people already. So the idea here is what can you do right now? Okay? So don't feel good from your MVP or from your validation, right? Whatever you do here, whatever you do from your validation, it could be just sending a Google form, it could be building a minimum an MVP. Obviously, MVP will take a little bit longer, but some people today, and I myself today, I can ship a whole tech startup in like a weekend. I could do that now, right? At my level now, I could. And many people can as well. So whatever you can do, go out there and get traction. The traction meaning any form of results that gives you an element of confidence that your idea would work before spending 500K, raising funding and building the product, right? In this case, for me, I made money. Customers paid me money on the idea that they can get this, right? People signed up, 300 plus signed up. 300 people actually took the time to fill up a form and paid me money. For me, it's cash in the bank. If you can get cash in the bank, that's the best validation out there, right? 1,000 ringgit in the bank is worth so much more than 1,000 signups. But whatever you can do to get validation, that is good. If you have your idea, you do like a nice picture, you shout out on Facebook groups and you get people to see it, and everyone was like, hey, what's this? Apa ni? And they're going to be like, no one cares, no one share, no one sign up, then you know something is wrong somewhere. So you got to find an angle that can make people excited first before even building it. Okay? So if you don't feel good with your results, okay, go back to the drawing board, which means go and think again. What is it that needs to change? Maybe the title isn't attractive enough. Maybe the problem you're solving isn't defined enough, right? A lot of you just now gave me very vague problems that you're solving, which is fine. But the point is, as specific as you can be, that's how you stand out, right? For example, auto thesis, you're saying you're helping PhD people solve their thesis, right? For example, you could even go more specific. You're helping PhD people in biomedical science in University Malaya, for example. So your pitch can be as specific as that, so it shouts at them, right? If I say, hey, guy, right? Say, hey, if you're a guy, look at me, right? Then all the guys will look at me. But if I say, hey, if you're a guy and you're Malay and you're wearing a spec and a red jacket, there's only one guy who will look at me. So it's very hyper specific to him, and that's why it speaks directly to him, and that's why he will sign up for it. So when you talk about your problem, don't just say, I want to solve world hunger, right? That's cool, that's great, that's a vision statement. But the problem is, who exactly are you going to go solve it first? Speak as closely as you can to that person, niche down to that person, and then you stand out, and then you can get them to sign up. Okay, so yeah, so for that's it. So if you don't feel good, go back to the drawing board. If you feel good, fantastic. It's time to build, which is my favorite part of everything. I myself, as a tech person, I like to build. That's why I built 5, 6, 7 startups and I burned 500K, right? So builders like to build. I like to build, but even I will tell you now to not build until you get the problem part, the validation done first. Please don't do anything else before the problem is validated to whatever level that you are confident with. Of course, to some people, maybe even 50K pre-product isn't enough to validate it for them. So everyone has a different risk tolerance, but all I can say is bring it to where you yourself are comfortable. Not your investors, not your parents, not your girlfriend, you. If you're comfortable, then start building it. Okay, some people are more risk-taking, then they can just build faster. So this is the development cycle. Okay, it's the same for hardware, similar as well for hardware. You start with planning, number 1, go into analysis, go into design, go into implementation, and then testing and maintenance. This may look like fluffy words to you now, but I'm going to define how you can do it later, okay? Which is now actually. I'm going to share now. So I'm going to always say, do it for free or do it open source. Because right now, you obviously don't have licensing, you don't have budget. Sometimes to just pay for an ERP tool, for example, it's =1 million ringgit per year, something like that, right? My friend literally does a business setting up ERP for people, right? So ERP is great, you can build a lot of things with it, but do you need it? So for me, I've broken it down every step into certain tools that you can use. So you can take a picture of this, or I can send you the slides later also, right? So for planning, it's simple. Use Notion or Google Docs to just spam out your ideas. Whatever it is, just write it, just throw it in there. It doesn't need to be nice, doesn't need to be pretty. It just needs to be there. And once you've planned it, you gotta analyze it. So analysis, you could use something like answerthepublic.com. You can Google that. I can share a showcase as well, but you can just write it down. Answerthepublic.com, where it gives you what people are searching for. So you can further validate your idea because you know that people are trying to solve this problem. And back in the days, I was like, okay, I tried searching for learning to code. There were a lot of tools like Free Code Camp, Codecademy, whatever, but there were no coding bootcamp that works the same way that I did. In Malaysia, project-based first, and we give money back if you don't get a job, and we have like 30 plus hiring partners throughout the world, right? And that is an attractive pitch. And by the way, we are so attractive to Americans and Europeans, and we have like some people from UK, Germany joining us because I saw that there was demand in their country searching for bootcamps in Southeast Asia because they wanted it for the sake of affordability, right? For context, we charge 20,000 ringgit now for our bootcamp. Most of the time, people will negotiate, oh, it's so expensive, whatever, right? But for the foreigners, I realized it doesn't matter where they are from. We have like a few African students as well. They don't even negotiate, they just pay up front, which is crazy, which I'm like, awesome, great stuff. Okay, so just a little bit of experience sharing. So planning, analysis, what's next? Design, right? So once you get an idea in your head, oh shit, I want to build an auto thesis solver, right? The idea is in your head already. Just throw it down, how are we going to do it? Throw it down. Then you analyze it, is there even a demand for it? Use Answer the Public, use Google Trends, use all these tools to understand, is this even a good idea to build, right? Are people even searching for this? You can even go as far, analysis, you can go as far as going to universities. For example, you're in UPM or you're in USM, wherever you are, go to those universities and talk to those people. Hey, if I could do this for you, would you pay for it, right? Would it be good? See the reaction on their faces. If you're like, tak apa lah, it's fine, I just do it myself. Okay, then don't need, right? Then that means something is wrong there. But if you go there like, wow, damn, if you got this, I would love it. I would pay you good money for it. For example, for guys, we all want to be taller, for example, right? I'm 175 cm, right? If I could be 185, for example, that would be good, amazing, right? So it's like, hey, eat this pill and you can grow 10 cm taller without any drawbacks, and this pill is like 5 ringgit. I'm gonna be like, dude, sign me up. I know a lot of you would buy it as well, right? So it's like understanding the problem first, then moving on later to design, implementing, testing, and maintenance. So back to the next step, right? Which is design. we're gonna look at design. We use Figma to sketch it first. Some people use Canva or whatever, but you know what? Figma is the winner in UI UX today. 4 years ago when I first started, they were still a tiny little startup, right? Just there trying to disrupt Adobe XD, which is so damn big back then. So Figma really challenged them. Adobe tried to buy them, but it didn't go well. So just use Figma to design it. There's so many templates. You don't need to do anything yourself anymore. The landing page, I can show some projects later on as well. I use Figma for literally everything, and it's for free. You can collaborate with your freelancers, you can collaborate with your interns, whatever. It's all for free. Okay, so you design it out first. And if and only if you have your Figma ready, then you move on to implementation. Because without Figma, without analysis, without your Google Docs, everything is going to be so damn messy. I told you one of my projects that I failed, PathForge, the learning platform that I built, right? That one failed after 2 years of development. Why? It's because everybody didn't know what was expected. My COO and me was like, hey, I thought do this. Then I was like, hey, I thought do that. Then the developer was like, hey, no lah, you told me like this. James said it was this. Then the designer was like, hey guys, come on. I thought we agreed on this. So there were 4 sources of truth. 4 people thinking of different things. And another bad experience I had was I was yelled at. One of my clients actually yelled at me for building the wrong things. I'm like, no, that's what your project manager told me to build. Then project manager was like, oh no, I didn't say it. Then it's like that communication barrier is gonna be the death of you, whether it's a service-based business or a product-based business. So you really need to first get everything sorted on one single source of truth. There's only one truth over here. Look, I planned this out, the user stories, I planned it on my Notion or Google Docs. It's here. Designer, just follow here and design this out. Once I approve it, developers just follow the design. If the design isn't done and you just want to wing it, there will be a lot of problems. So always design first. I don't even work with clients who want to pay me high and say, just keep the design. No, I will never do it. I will just put in the time and money to build it. Okay, so once we've done design, assuming everything is good, okay, I'm making it look very easy here. Use Figma to sketch it. Looks easy, but actually this is one of the hardest part because if you get this wrong, then everything else is also wrong. So you need to follow the sequence. You got to follow the sequence, right? Designing it, and next will be implementation, right? Implementation which means you're building it. So you can build it with no code or low code or even AI code today. I'm going to share with you the tools as well that you can use to build as a non-technical founder. You can build your whole software from scratch. And I'm going to also talk about the pros and cons of everything. Next thing will be implementation. Anything that you want to build, right? It could be a search feature. It could be a navigation bar. It could be an AI tech stack. Whatever it is, always go for open source first. Of course, if they allow you to license it, right? Always go for open source first. You never really want to build anything from scratch, especially on the MVP phase, because you can always just launch it. Imagine you spend 5 years building something and then, 5 months, building something. Actually, yeah, I actually know someone who spent 3 years building something and no one used his product, right? So yeah, that's kind of sad. But imagine you spend X amount of time building something and no one uses your thing. So it's like, is it really worth you spending the time building it from scratch? No. Your idea here is you want to validate and build it fast. So just use open source first, which I will share also, right? Which is free. Next thing, implementation, integrating your APIs and automating your workflows, right? Just use all these kind of like connection tools like Zapier, Make.com. They're all free. They're free trials as well, right? If it's not enough, then you can make 5 free accounts on Zapier, for example, right? In the MVP stage, just really be scrappy and do whatever you can yourself. Without cost. Every dollar that is paid into it is a dollar that you need to know, building a startup, you're not getting paid, especially a product-based business. If you're running a school like me or a software agency like me, then that's great, right? But I only did the school and the software agency because I didn't have funding. I wanted to build product. I'm a product guy, but I had no choice. I had to fund my lifestyle and I didn't want to fundraise from investors. So I had to do those service-based things first. So if you don't want to follow my path, right, which I also wouldn't recommend because it's a whole different ballgame service, you want to go straight into product, just know this. Everyone has a limited time before they give up. Before they run out of energy, they run out of steam, before they run out of stamina to continue building their startup, right? Building a startup is a marathon, right? So just know that every dollar you spend on the startup is you taking away runway from you building longer on the startup. And the success of a startup oftentimes correlates with how long the founder spent in it. Obviously, if the founder gives up on month 3, nothing's going to happen. But the beauty may be on month 4. You never know, right? So you want to be able to increase your chances and see as much things as possible, get as much data as possible, get as much traction as possible with as little cost as possible. So I'm very, very cheap when it comes to paying for tools and all this kind of stuff. anything can be done in 1 day must be done in half a day, whatever. In startup, my co-founder used to tell me, right? 1 day is 1 week is 1 month, 1 month is 1 year. You need to be fast. The moment you find yourself chilling, then you gotta ask yourself, why am I building a startup? Just go and get a job somewhere. Just go and do service. Don't build a software product because you need to be fast. Otherwise, someone else will just copy your idea and launch faster than you. Okay? So next thing will be email automation. If you need it, you can use MailChimp, for example. It's free as well. And always, look, I capped this thing in this entire page, so many text over here. There's only one place where I capitalized it. Always have a payment option. Right? My Codio app, my coding app thing, amazing. I got featured on a Vulcan post. I got 300 plus signups. But if I didn't have payment option there, I wouldn't have gotten paid. If my Sigma School landing page, I just put a form there without payment options, I wouldn't have made 50K ringgit that allowed me to continue building from there. So no matter what you do, always have a payment option. Let people pay. If you don't let people pay, I'm like, what are you doing? Right? You're not doing charity here. You want to let people pay. And most of the time, people who don't have payment options are usually B2B/enterprise deals. They don't really care about the B2C people, your 1-2 small deals. They don't really care. They say, you know what? Don't worry, don't need to pay here. I'll send my sales team to call you and do a B2B deal and sell 100 plan, right? So 100 user plan. So 1 user is $10, 100 users is $1,000 already. So for them, they go on that level, $1,000 per month, right? Yeah. So, which brings me back to the same thing I mentioned just now in the first 10 slides. Be very aware of who you're getting advice from. Because if you're referring to a competitor who doesn't have let's say a payment option on his page, don't think just because he does that, you can follow. Why? Because he is doing B2B, maybe. You never know what you're doing. So be very aware of who you are referring to and where you are at your state of the company. And just know that my advice here is based on you in day 1. Day 0, day 1 kind of advice is here. Maybe you're on day 10 already. Day 10 meaning you already have 10,000 ringgit MRR. Then this advice don't apply to you. You know what? 10,000 is still very low. That maybe 100,000. Then this advice wouldn't apply to you at all anymore. So this is from scratch because I think most of you here are still very early stage, I believe. So next will be testing. Obviously, you don't have the budget, so you need to manually test it yourself. Okay, I hated this the most because you are the CEO. You have to worry about product. You have to worry about freaking getting sales, getting marketing, getting branding, getting partnerships, managing developers, managing legal, managing accounting, all this shit you gotta do, and you have to sit down there and test your app yourself, right? Which I really hated a lot. There are a lot of automation testing tools, but I would say I'm not gonna go through that here because I don't think you have the time to build those automations now. Just test it yourself because if it works for you, you will probably have the highest requirement for your own startup, which is another topic in its own. You shouldn't expect perfection, right? They always say progress, not perfection. You will probably have the highest requirement for your own tech startup. That's why you should test it yourself to make sure it works. Okay, once you've tested it and you deployed it, I didn't include deployment here, but you have to deploy it, and then maintenance will be install Sentry. So for any of you building web applications, Sentry is a tool that automatically detects all your bugs. If something breaks, right, your user, yes, the thing that sucks the most is if something breaks for your user, but on your site you see that it works. Those of you who are building web apps, you can probably relate to this. So install Sentry, where it automatically tells you, okay, this is what breaks. Here's the error message, and here is a screenshot or a video of how it broke for this person. What did they see? Amazing tool, right? It's free, and you can just send this link to your developer and they'll fix it, right? Then there's Google Analytics. Obviously, I think most of you know this already. You need to know how many people visit your website, how many people click on XYZ button, what did they do. And Hotjar is also a very good one where they can see like a screen recording of every single person who went to your page. You can see their interaction, what button they clicked, where did they scroll, where did they pause to read stuff. You know what catches their attention, right? So Hotjar, you need to have all these things set up. It takes like 2 minutes, so get it done. Okay, next thing will be Kenny. Kenny is a tool also for free that allows you to, so Sentry tracks the bugs. When something breaks, Sentry will track it. But for Kenny, it's a link there where you can ask people to give you feedback on your bugs or feature requests. Let's say you are building, you're building an auto thesis tool, right? And you don't know what to build. You want to build 10, 20 features. You don't know what to build. So you want to communicate to people that, okay, this is in the pipeline. Next thing you can add friends. Next thing you can communicate. Next thing you can use AI to generate your thesis. This is in the pipeline, right? Then people can also give you, maybe you're paying users. You never know. Should I take feedback from the free users or the people who are paying me now? Obviously, get it from people who are paying you now, right? So if people who are free users will say, I want this, you can just ignore it. But of course, obviously don't ignore it, but prioritize those who are paying members. Those who are prioritizing, they'll say, you know what, hey guys, if you can give me this feature I don't need a lot, I just need you to help me automate this part of the thesis builder and help me submit the thesis and help me send an email to me when it's confirmation, right? If you can build this, I will use it, right? They can communicate with you on Kenny and you can communicate with them through Kenny. So, okay, awesome, thanks, we're on it. Okay, so that's for maintenance lah. Okay, so to run through the loop again, plan first, analyze to the big plan first, everything just data, dump it inside, right? You don't want to have your ideas in your brain, you want to throw it on a document. Analyze your information based on market research, competitor analysis, right? Use things like Answer the Public, Google Trends. There's so many other tools out there, right? You can see how many traffic are on everyone's website, right? Spend a lot of time here. Once this is done, then work with a designer or you yourself are the designer, right? Just get this done. Okay, once 1, 2, 3 are good, and only when they are good, then move on to 4, 5, 6, which is implementing it, building it, deploying it, testing it, and maintaining it. And don't worry, again, progress, not perfection. You don't need a perfect product that's damn beautiful, right? They said that if you're not embarrassed of this by Reid Hoffman, the CEO of LinkedIn. If you're not embarrassed by your first version, it means you're launching too late. You need to be embarrassed by it. Okay? So yeah. Okay, so this is an example of what you get from the Answer the Public thing. So if you search for chocolate, right? It's a bit small, so you can try and zoom in yourself. If you search for chocolate, you can see what people are searching for chocolates, so you can understand where are the pain points. For example, can chocolate cause headaches? There we go, that's a topic to talk about. You can write a blog on it, or you can build a product here there that literally highlights this chocolate is the actual real chocolate you need. It does not cause headaches. I don't know, whatever. Can chocolate kill dogs? I don't know, right? So it's like, these are things that people, look, the first chocolate in the world that doesn't kill dogs. Look, you're gonna stand out. Right, so understanding what people are searching for will help you understand your problem. It also gives you the cost per click if you were to run ads on these things, and also it gives you the search volume. You can see 500,000 people search for these things every single month, right? So if you know this, that's a lot of people. Imagine if you just convert 10% of them to sign up on your app, you got 50K signups already. Amazing, amazing. And these are high intent searches where you know they're searching already. That's why I love the online digital space. I don't enjoy doing physical, go to like university, talk to the lecturer. I don't enjoy that. I enjoy more of this kind of thing. I can just see everything that they're searching here and I can just serve them in public. Of course, there's different use case for everything. But if you go straight to their door, it will be more personal, of course. Okay, let's talk about tech stack. I don't want to go through too detail on this because it's very technical. So for tech stack, for me, I will be using Figma, React, Next.js, or Next.js if we need SEO. So some companies don't need SEO because it's an internal tool, for example. So they just use React. But if you need SEO, most of the time you need to use Next.js. And then I use Daisy UI, which is damn beautiful. I can share with you later. For backend, I just stick to simple stuff, Express.js and Supabase, which is a backend as a service. Everything is built up for you. And then cloud, I use Google Cloud. So this tech stack allows me to build 3 to 4 times faster than an average company in software. That's why we can launch so much faster. The pros is you can go very, very, very far with this tech stack. The cons is you need to be technical, you need to learn. No code tech stack, okay? Web will be Bubble. Mobile app, you can use Flutter Flow. I personally am not a fan of this because number one, I can code and I have a team who codes. But if you don't code, then I would say, and you want to build fast, then forget this because this takes a long time. Unless you have the timeline and you really enjoy coding, then do this. Otherwise, if you just want to build a startup, you can go this path. The pros, obviously, no coding needed. I've seen people build really big companies. I think my friend built something like this. He's making 30,000, 40,000 ringgit per month just using these things, no code involved, right? Because users don't really care if you coded it or whatever. They don't really care. They care the problem, right? Whatever problem they have, can you solve it? If you can solve this problem by whatever means, go and do it. Just like how, for example, in back in the days when I was building the restaurant SaaS AI thing, what it did was it take a picture of your receipt and automatically it will categorize your receipt inside of your AI, inside of your accounting system. So back in the days when AI wasn't so easily available yet, we had to do a lot of things with OCR technology, TensorFlow, GS. We had to build our own machine learning models. And we're like, bro, your budget is only 150K. Cannot, right? His budget is 150K. I couldn't do it. So he was like, okay, no worries. And I gave him a suggestion. MVP, how about this? You go and find an intern to help you just manually, a human, go and do it first. validate the demand. So somehow he found in Philippines, I think he found someone to do it for very cheap, like some crazy cheap number, like 5 ringgit per, like lower than that, very cheap number. And he was like, you know what, don't need AI. It's even cheaper than you doing it with AI back then. I don't know about now. So he managed to use that to validate the idea. So the users don't really care. Is it an AI that solves it for me or some Filipino guy? They don't really care. All they care about is, can you solve my problem for me? That's the kind of mindset I want to share with you guys. So no one cares if you use React or Next.js. No one gives a damn. This is just my favorite one. Then no one cares if you use Bubble or Flutterflow as long as it doesn't break. However, the pro for this is there's no coding involved, and the cons would be there'll be obviously SaaS fees. You're fundamentally okay. That's one thing. There are SaaS fees. Okay, you have to pay every month. Then you have to pay like per transaction. They'll force you to pay 4% per sale. For me, if I build my own tech stack, I can choose. I can use 4% is damn expensive. I'll use PayPal, it's cheaper. I'll use Stripe, it's cheaper. Or I'll use like the Malaysian ones, which is way cheaper. So you got to decide for yourself, right? So SaaS fees, you're fundamentally learning a tool. So here, I learn to code, I can get a job. Here, I learn to code, I can build whatever the hell I want to do. But here, I'm learning to use Bubble. If something happens to Bubble, I'm back to square one. I am a nobody. I can't do anything. And there's not enough Bubble jobs out there. There are Bubble jobs out there, but very, very small market. Okay, I'm learning a tool. If the tool is gone, I'm screwed. I don't have a fundamental skill. Outside of this tool, in case your startup has some issues building with this tool, for example, they say, oh, sorry, you are not allowed to integrate with API just because I said, OpenAI's API just because I said so. That's it. You can't go anywhere further from that. You got no other choice, right? And then you have to start from scratch all over again. And this could be you 1 month in. You never know. So there are some platform-based limitations. For this, there's no limitations. And the biggest con for me, in my opinion, is going to be vendor lock-in. Because you will be stuck on your platform if they decide to change the pricing. Now it's $99 per month. Next month, they say, sorry guys, we want to go enterprise now. We want to sell to bigger companies, $200 per month. What are you going to do now? Right? I faced this before and I freaking hated it. And in fact, that's why I learned to code myself. Because I don't want to be tied on the platform. And plus, your database is all there. You can't just migrate everything out. You cannot, you're kind of screwed. So this is good to start. But know that to make it long term, it's something that maybe can also, but I wouldn't recommend personally. Okay, next would be, okay, so we went from favorite tech stack to no code. Now, what about the in-between? You have Software and Airtable. I use Airtable for all of my internal operations, right? I can literally build so many things with Airtable. It's so powerful. If you ask me, I would say Airtable is worth learning because it's like Google Sheets on steroids. Right? All this Bubble and Flutterflow, it's not really so worth learning. It's like, okay, it's very specific use cases, but Airtable can be applied to everywhere. Think about whatever platform you have been using so far with, with time tracking, with taking attendance, with getting approvals for submission forms, for everything. You can literally build an entire startup with Airtable, but it's a little bit technical, but you can do it without code. And now with ChatGPT, you can even better, they'll guide you how to do it. Right? Then software for the front end, back end, you use Airtable, right? I personally, because you see, with normal code tech stacks, right, the back end is hosted in the developer's world, which if I am a marketeer, I don't know how to access all these things. I don't know how to do integrations or whatever. I'm a bit stuck. But when it comes to low code tools, all the data, in fact, for me now, when I build things here, right, my favorite tech stack, every data I get, I still integrate it into Airtable so I can do so many automations. If the student do this, then do that. If this, then I can send an email automation. Whatever it is, Airtable allows you to do so many integrations for you and so powerful. And my marketeers can do it. I don't need my developers to do it. So yeah, this is same thing. It's flexible. The pros is flexible, but cons again, SaaS fees and your. Okay, this is a bit false, but yeah, it's similar to the no code tech stack, but I'll still go for this one. Okay, now this is 2024 and AI is a big thing now, so I need to address this, right? Because everyone is thinking, right? There is no clear winner in this niche yet, AI tech stack. I've seen people build tech startups themselves with just AI. I have built several products myself with just AI, but I have some coding knowledge. But it's still very new. But for now, this is the winner. V0 with what do you call it? Vercel, V0 with Vercel. Then you got Cursor, and there's Claude and Replit. You can literally build an entire tech stack with just this thing over here. It's really powerful. The pros is very little coding knowledge needed, and the pros also is there is some form of vendor lock-in, but you still have access to the code base. So fundamentally, you can still shift later on, right? The cons to this, I would say, what was the cons again? The cons is still some form of vendor lock-in because you're still stuck to their cloud databases. So it's vendor lock-in, but smaller vendor lock-in, okay? And also, obviously, you have to pay a fee for it. So up to you what you want to choose, but for me, I will always stick to the basics because my team is there already. I can build so much faster with this, and there's no limitation and not much fees for me. But I would say if you want to go into development path, this is something to explore next. Okay.
Hello, everyone.
I'll show you.
And today,
I'll speed it up, yeah.
I'm going to show you how to code with cursor. I'm going to go to terminal. I'm going to say new terminal and PM. Run dev. Like that. And then I go to beep. And look, I need to say hello. I want this to say Harry Potter instead of hello. And then if I do that, then it will basically have some code, and it will apply it. I'm going to do command tab and command R. And now, look, now it says Harry Potter. So now I'm going to say, put Harry Potter in the name of there. Now it's going to be places. Present. Okay, center. Harry Potter. Now it's going to do this, which I'm going to apply, which adds it to it, and changes the code that needs to be. And refresh. Look, it's in the middle. And that's a really good font. Add a text box. Now we have this. Apply it. Accept it. Look. Expecto patron. No. And it doesn't even look. So I want it to say chat with Harry instead of enter your spell. Look, it says chat with Harry. Now I'm going to say and it won't work. So we need to make it can make a from Cloudflare for the person to talk to. And then use a Cloudflare with AI, and then it will do all the stuff. So you can't do it if it's not finished, because it just won't work. So now I'm gonna save it. So now I'm going to say, hi, Wicked, hi there, I'm Harry James Potter. Can I have a stroke?
So she just keeps doing this until...
So long. I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
There. Now this is good. Now, one last thing for the background. Can you, now they know. So hi, I'm Betty. And then it will say... blah, 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 blah. Yes. Yes. Then it will say, now I'm going to go to my Faye thing. So chat with Faye right here, and then it says start chat. If we say start chat, I'm going to say, showing my viewers. I'm going to hit save, and then look. So all these, and I'm gonna show you so I can say hi, and then it's gonna say, how's your go? Oh yeah, you have to put in your email. That's it for this video, and I hope.
There we go. So you get a good idea of how it works with the AI tech stack. So she is using the V0 cursor stack right now. So I would say this is great, but same thing right? It's all code, so you have to be very good at prompt engineering, but I'm not saying it's impossible. This is the future for software development, I would say.
Hello.
Okay, so now that that's that, we are coming near to the end. We are understanding what is a product vision board. So understanding the problem you're solving, understanding your solution, I would say the next thing that you need to have is just follow this template to fill this out. What is your purpose? Why do you want to exist, right? Doing a startup is tough. It's really difficult. Why want to do it? I'd rather just go to a beach and chill, right? I'd rather get a job. Whatever skills you have, just get a job and get paid very well for it. Why you want to build a startup? Just go and do service, help people do like me, right? I'm running a school and I'm also doing software projects. But for me, I really enjoy product. That's why eventually I will go back to products. So for you guys, it's to have this vision board template that startups use most of the time. You need to have this to understand that what's the change you want to see in the world, a bigger purpose. so people understand you at one glance, right? What's the target group? Who are you solving it for, right? Just now you mentioned you want to do auto TCs, for example. Who? Malaysians only? Foreigners? Who are you solving it for? The needs. What problem does it solve? We covered this already, right? Then next thing will be the product. What product is it? How hard does it make this product? How do you stand out on this product, right? How feasible is it even to do it in the first place? Then finally, your business goals, right? Are you here to make $10,000 per month? Are you here to make $100,000 per month, right? Are you here to exit the company? Are you here to build a legacy where your kids can take over? Are you here to build the next Apple? What is your goal? Is it just to pay bills for you and your family and to live a simple life? What is your goal? The goal is so important because only when you have a goal do you know where to go. And if you don't have a goal, you will never be happy. Let's put it that way. Okay, so always have a goal. Okay, so I don't want to scare anyone here, but I introduced like 5 tools just now, 10 tools maybe. But look, this is the entire stack of a product manager, right? You see Airtable is over here. You see Microsoft Clarity, which is the same as Hotjar, Google Analytics, Mixpanel, Loom. I personally use literally, I would say, 90% of everything here. I do use it myself. So as a product manager, you not only need to be a merge of the business side and the UI UX side and the developer side. You remember the first slide, one of the first slides I showed you? You not only need to be that, you also need to be very good at learning these tools. And trust me, if everything fails and everything crashes and burns, right? Your startup fails, no one buys your product, whatever, right? But you end up learning all these tools to a proficient level, you know how to use it. Trust me, companies will pay you good money to just build stuff for them with these tools. Because right now, I can say this lot, right? Some of the companies are paying us 7 figures to build a lot of things that I know they can use these tools. I know myself. I do tell them, I was like, why do you want to build this? Most of the time, these companies, they want ownership because they're big. They're like 500 million and above in revenue. So for them, it's like, yeah, whatever, I'll just pay you 1 million to build it for me, right? But I would say for me and for most of smaller size companies who are forward moving, forward thinking, you want to move fast kind of thing, just use all these tools over here and you can go very, very far, right? From Gmail to Slack to Notion to Linear. I use another version of Linear. It's like a copycat of Linear. Linear is very big in Y Combinator now. Everyone is using it now. Check it out. I use it for my entire team. I use this thing called space.so, right? Similar to Linear. Figma here, Miro, right? Twitter, I use Twitter as well. Reddit, Product Hunt. Everything here, Canva, right? Microsoft Clarity, which is the same as Hotjar, Airtable, right? Yeah, there's a lot of things basically. All these things that you can use and I do use on a daily basis. So take a picture of this or whatever. So everything here is good. Now, SimilarWeb, right? Webalizer, every website you go, you know what is the tech stack that they used, right? SimilarWeb, you can understand, okay, I want to build an auto thesis generator. Do I have a competitor in the market? Great, maybe you do, maybe you don't, I don't know. Maybe you have an American competitor. Go and see his website. What is the traffic he gets? If he gets 5 billion websites, okay, not billion, that's crazy, right? He get 1 million views per month and you get 2 views per month. You know something is damn off and you can do something about it. Maybe you can go and see what are their keywords they're ranking and try and compete with them, right? Keyword research, SEMrush you can use, but this is paid right? So yeah, there's a lot of things you can do. And as a product manager, if you can understand not just your product, but the whole ecosystem of products, you will be very, very, very highly in demand in the market because just using these tools is a full-time job. Trust me that. I used to hire a guy who is so good with all these things. And after he left, it's so hard for me to find a replacement for this because it takes an inner drive for you to want to learn these things. Universities don't cover these things, let's put it that way. No one really covers these things in detail, so you need to learn yourself. And that act of learning to learn is the most important thing in your startup journey. Okay, so this one I will skip through this because this is just a normal product roadmap and it's quite straightforward. Basically, it's your typical Kanban board in startups. You go from your backlog, what you want to build next, then to your to-do, to your in progress, to done. I am using this in my company today. We manage a team of 20 people. We're all using it, so it's very, very, very big and messy. So for you guys, you can use something simple like Trello, for example. It's free, good to start. Whatever you want to build, put in your backlog. Whatever that your developers or you are doing now, put on your to-do list. And whatever is your to-do later. Sorry, backlog is when you plan to do it. To do is you plan to do it soon. In progress is you're doing it now, and that means done. Okay, so for me, my company, we have a few more columns, but this, in the big gist of it, will cover 99% of your use cases, right? And it also helps you centralize communication in one place. You don't have to ask, hey, Johnson, what are you doing? Don't have to ask all those kind of things. You can see over here, and when Johnson gets his stuff done, he will just put his link there, you can validate it, and it's done. Everything is good. Yes.
Can you please explain again the term backlog?
Backlog is what you want to build in the future. So for example, I want to integrate my tool to Shopify or to Shopee, for example, but I don't need it now. Maybe 3 years later, it'd be nice, right? For example, I want to add in AI to my software, right? And it takes a long time to integrate it. So I don't want to do it now. Maybe I can do it in 2 years in the future. So I just throw it in a backlog first. Don't think about it. I know it once, so I don't know where to put it, right? Where do I put it? I want to integrate AI. Where should I put it? Put it in my notepad, right? Maybe you'll forget it. So just throw it there. And then the product manager will decide, okay, you know what? This feature, it's about time. Let's bring it up. Then put it to to-do. Then your developer will see, okay, to-do is what you will do. Depending on your company, for me, my company, to-do means things that you plan to do by this week. So your to-do will be things you plan to do this week, and then in progress, and then done. For me, I have started, because I have a team of 20, right? So I sometimes when our team says done, it's not really done. I need to vet the task. So I will have a column here called pending review, where they can put it in the pending review first, and only when it's done, only I or my partner can drag it to done. Okay? So this whole thing is a whole different conversation, but let's move on. Okay, we're coming to an end. Some books that I really recommend you guys to read. $1 Million Weekend by Noah Kagan. Noah Kagan is one of the first hires in Facebook. He got fired by Facebook. I think because he did something wrong, but he's a very big creator now, and his famous book is called $1 Million Weekend. I'll give you a TLDR, right? Move extremely fast, which is what I echoed from him just now, right? Cash in the bank on day one itself. Whatever you can do, you can bring cash in the bank on day one, things can't be that bad. Okay? It can be as simple as, you want to get this idea running. I'm sure you have friends. Can you, this weekend itself, call your friend and ask your friend to pay you $1? That's it. Get cash in the bank from day one itself to validate the idea. Don't have to wait so long. Next thing, small and lean team. Minimal resources to maximize innovation. And next thing will be iteration and feedback over everything else, because nothing else matters besides your customers' iteration and feedback. Okay, so this is number 1. Number 2 is Atomic Habits, right, by James Clear. This book literally transformed my life to building structure, to understanding that nothing is impossible, to understanding that life is like a game, right? You're trying to level up every single day. If something is difficult for you today, great, it just means you're learning, right? If it's easy, it means you're not learning. Remember, Jensen Huang says you must struggle, right? So TLDR of this, be 1% better every day. After 1 year, you'll be like 3 to 4 times better than who you are today. Always learn and improve yourself, because I know that if you have this, whatever I shared earlier doesn't matter anymore, because you will figure things out yourself. I'm just another guy on the internet. I'm just another guy sharing information, right? If you learn this skill of learning and improving yourself, you will be able to go very far regardless of what you do, right? Next thing will be to understand that small wins compound like crazy over time. So back in the days, last time I used to suck at running, right? But after forcing myself to just run 10 minutes a day, now it became a routine for me. I can run a lot longer, and I don't struggle so much anymore. So Atomic Habits is second book. The third one I would recommend you guys, in specifically because of this topic that we're talking about today, would be The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. Okay, the understanding the build, measure, and learn cycle. So build is what we discussed just now. Measure is what we discussed about analytics, right? And learn, which is a feedback loop that I mentioned just now as well, right? Understanding your data. So you build your thing. Measure, do people use it? Do people sign up for it? Understand all the metrics to your data based on tools like Hotjar, Microsoft Clarity, Google Analytics, which I shared just now, and then learn from the data and make changes, right? Again, this is something I'm very strict with my team. Do not give me fake data. Every data that we get must be real, because if it's fake data, you're wasting your time, you're wasting my time. Use only real data. Don't use any forms of assumptions. Don't assume things. Use real data, okay? And from the data that you get, okay, you decide yourself whether your business, what's wrong with your business, right? Is it because people don't want to use it? Is it because there's no market for it? Or is it because you need to add certain features to make it good, right? So whether to pivot or to persevere will be entirely based on the market's feedback. Okay, so this is from Lean Startup. So let's play a simple game now. Let's, we need, yep.
They can text me the link.
Oh, actually, I think they can scan this one.
Oh, scan.
Let me try.
Oh, okay.
before we wrap up, just to see if you guys have been focusing. No choice. I run a coding school, right? So I don't do the teaching anymore, but I have to make sure that our instructors keep it engaging, keep it light, keep it fun. Okay, there we go. Everybody online as well, come and join us in this game. Come scan the QR code and put in the game pin. You can feel free to use your real name or use a fake name so no one knows who you are. Up to you. Amira, how many should we expect in this room?
I think 20.
20, yeah. Oh shit, I think we can only have 10. Maybe one from each startup can?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, can we do, sorry guys, I think the room, can, continue, just continue. My bad. Okay, we have 15 people. Let's wait 5 more. Come on.
I'm into professionals.
One more. One more. Come on, make it 20. Oh shit, one guy left. Come on guys, one more. Maybe Amira, you can join also, make it 20. Okay, oh, we got it. Amira, you want to join as well? Okay, I'll start in 30 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna start in 5. Oh yeah, Amira's here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's get it. Hey, Beyondful got prize for winner or not? Okay, demo day. Hey, need to press next. Wow, good job, Gideon. Very, very tricky. Okay, come on. Most valuable player. Luckily, no one chose most valuable player. Ooh, let's go. Zoo and Dan chasing up. Not bad. It's your startup pitch deck, yeah? You need to do this in your demo day, right? Wow, Gideon on fire. What does an API stand for? Wow, not bad. Okay, what does the VC stand for? Anyone watch this show? Yeah, you watched it? Yeah, this show inspired me to learn how to code actually. Wow, okay. Combo breaker. Let's go.
Very tricky. Very Shankar second angel.
Yeah, trick question. Trick question. There's multiple answers for this one.
Investment.
Yeah, so investment companies are not considered angels.
Oh, okay.
Angels are mostly, they call it the 3 Fs, right? Friends, families, and fools. Yeah, that's your angel.
More intelligence.
Yes, very early stage angel investors. Like if you have a startup and I invest in you, I'm an angel, right? But for Beyond 4 and for these accelerators, they are not angels anymore.
They consider VC.
Correct. Okay,
Then,
last one. Shit, wrong. Sorry, Malaysia startup.
why is it Malaysia?
Malaysia startup, Malaysia.
Not sure.
Not sure. Come on, man. Got a Malaysian pride, you know? Wow. Shit. My bad. The answer is wrong, actually. The answer is droppy. So here I want to show you because we actually don't know a lot of our Malaysian startups. These guys were selected to Y Combinator, the #1 accelerator in the whole world. It's so hard to get in, right? They got in. I know the founder. And Foodpanda is actually, a lot of the companies we know, yes, German. They were German. They brought it here. They copied it here. So yeah, sorry, this is wrong already. But okay. Number 3, who is this? Jim Simons. Dan, good job. Who is this? Good job. Who are these people? Review yourselves. I don't know who you are. Amira, ask them to review themselves.
Right, who's Dan?
Come, guys, come. Review yourself. You're winners.
I think my last answer is actually wrong, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you got it. Okay, we're wrapping up already. So let me just load up this page again. Why is it so slow? Ayo, come on, man. Come on, man. 1 second, guys. 1 second. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. Okay, actually, I have so much work to just show you a that's all slide. Okay, that's all. So it's question time, guys. Any questions that you want to ask? Can be anything.
Any suggestion on database?
On databases. So his question was any suggestion on databases, depending on the type of the company you're running, obviously. But for me, I usually just go with Supabase. That's it. And for cloud databases, I go with Google Cloud instead of AWS because it's just so much easier to configure. Yeah.
But which one is much more cost effective?
They're all pretty much the same lah. If you want, you can just go with Supabase. I think Supabase can cover a lot for their cheapest plan. Supabase is like Firebase, but like a alternative. You know it, huh? Yeah. Okay, any other questions?
Hi, Mr. Darren.
Hello.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, currently we have launched our product into market. Since it's a diabetic management app, the initial pilot testers are our own university staff. So we have launched the product and we have launched the basic version. So the basic version includes the basic users login, the education resources to Malaysian education cuisine, and then this all. So now the problem is their patients are using, but they are not using it regularly. So we add them in the WhatsApp group, and then we need to remind them regularly, and then me myself personally will text them personally to sign up and then to log in. So how do we ensure the stickiness of our app for this kind of thing?
That's a very good one, Kamalesh. So one thing that I want to say is if you look at Instagram, do they need to ask you to use it? If you look at LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever tool you use or WhatsApp, do you have someone coming up to you asking you to use it? No, right? So the point here is at the very root level, it means that you're not really solving a problem yet. And that's exactly the same thing I faced in my startups. I built this whole thing. I have to beg them to use it, right? You know, just because it's free doesn't mean they'll use it because you're using their valuable time. For them, they could just scroll TikTok. Why would they want to use your app, right? So fundamentally, number one, it's your UI UX needs to be better. The problem you're solving, you have to go deeper into it. Understand why are these people not using my app? Okay, there's no hack to it. You need to understand why. Ask them why. Don't ask me. I can't solve this for you. You got to ask them why are you not using it more. And yes, maybe in the early days, for example, Stripe, right? Stripe, the payment platform, there are billions of dollars now. For example, even Grab, right? In their early days, they had to go up to taxi drivers one by one to use their app. So it's fine. But the problem is if you ask them to use and they don't continue using, why? This is a question that it's not a UI UX fix. UI UX is a grant. You need to have a good one, but are you solving their problem? That's what you need to know. Ask them.
All right, Mr. Daniel, thank you.
Okay.
How do you know whether you have an MVP or you're just wasting money?
So our question is, how do you know if you have an MVP or you're just wasting money? Are you solving, like I said, what is the definition of MVP just now? Minimum means it's there but it cannot work. Viable means it's an end product already. Minimum viable means to combine that and build just enough. So anything that is not just enough, I will define that as wasting money.
So by that definition, so if we have an MVP but it's not, let's say, attractive enough for others to use, but there's like trickles of people that is using, it's just not the mass that we're targeting, then at which of the cycle should we go back and
okay, so your question was if you have an MVP, I'm just repeating so they can hear. If you have an MVP and it's not reaching mass market, but it's solving a small subsection of your target audience, when do you know when to go back to drawing board and rethink your idea, right? That's why, for me, in my opinion, there's no right or wrong. Okay, this is a very subjective question, but I would say good job that you have your initial base of customers. Very good job. I think it's not easy also. And it's good. You know why? Because the question I asked just now, one of the very first slides was what's the problem you're solving? And if the problem that you're solving is for the small subset of market, what's wrong with that? Right now, there's a market called vertical SaaS. You can Google this, vertical SaaS, where they say, I'm building XYZ software for a particular audience. For example, building a CRM for dentists, building a email marketing platform for gyms, vertical SaaS. So they're not aiming for a big market. They're aiming for just their exact target audience. And in your case, I don't know who are the ones that you're targeting later on, but focus on, it's good. Maybe, in my opinion, maybe it's good that you're focusing on the small guys and make them very, very happy first, because they are the ones who will fund your growth to the next level. For example, when I first started Sigma School, right, our early members are those who are unemployed. They are so damn desperate, they need a job now. Like if they can get it tomorrow, they'll pay good money for it tomorrow and their parents pay for them, right? And only after that, we had a bit more funds to, I'm not complaining. Oh, why are 19-year-olds not joining me? I'm not complaining. I'm seeing it as a game to solve But in the journey to solve this equation to get 19-year-olds to join me, I'm going to survive until I get there, right? So the ones who I'm truly solving the problems for, they will be ones funding me on this journey. Yeah, so don't worry, TLDR, don't worry about the mass market first, right? Paul Graham says, do things that don't scale. Make sure you get 100 loyal customers is better than 1,000 customers who don't care if you exist. But first, question yourself, are your 100 customers loyal? Will they rate you 8 out of 10? If they're not, then don't even think about your thousands or your mass market. Get your inner group of people very happy, very happy first. Yep. Does that solve your question? Okay. Okay, let's take one more question before we wrap up.
I think you can just throw in questions. Is there a situation where you call your product well developed, or there will be no time that you can consider your product well developed?
That's a very good question. So his question was, is there a situation where you call your product well developed, or you will never really be well developed? I would say, obviously you will reach a point where you're well developed at some point, but that's probably when you are very far ahead. So as for today, you are never done. Let's put it that way. The journey always continues. The question is, what are the tractions you can secure on each stage? Imagine, so I talk from the perspective of a bootstrapper. For me, it's how can I solve my first 100 customers very well. Then only I start increasing the thing slowly and slowly. It will never be perfect, because the moment it's perfect, it means you're not growing. The fact that things are breaking, it means you're shipping. You know, when Twitter, Elon Musk bought Twitter, now they've added Grok, they've added AI features, they've added so many things. And the tool started breaking. There were bugs on Twitter and everything, which in my opinion, is a good thing. It means they're innovating, it means they're building, it means they're trying new things. When things, in our early stage, things need to break. If it's not breaking, it just means that you're not trying enough. Yeah, so you'll never, to answer your question, you'll never get to a stable state unless